so bad. Yeah, we find something with us.
Yo, what's going on? It's DJ Crowley and Blue is in the house, of course, as well. And it is the beginning of a new year, 2026. And man, the last time we did an interview, I think this is the longest interview drought I think we've ever had. I think it's been like almost 7 months since we've done an interview. We're so happy to be back in the seat and talking to people that make the art that we love. And we have a new friend with us today, Victor, all the way from Spain. He goes by Sinky Beats with a Z. What's going on, man?
Yes, everything good, everything good. A pleasure to be here. I appreciate the invitation, and it's pretty much my first interview. And in that in that way, yeah. But yeah, excited to get
Yeah, I
on
was
board.
actually absolutely. I was just funny you said that. I was like, I don't think he's done an interview before because, usually I'll go back and check out artists' interviews and trying to get some ideas and some quotes. But no problem because I found some cool quotes. There's always, people are always saying something, whether it's in an interview or if it's on social media or
Yeah,
if it's saying something through their music. So we're going to have a
yeah,
really great time. I'm super stoked, man. But first, remember I told you I'm going to tell you a little funny story. Remember I was telling you about how I could never find you on social
yeah.
media? Yeah, because I thought it was Slinky Beats,
All right, yeah,
SLINKYBEATZ, and on all the playlists, because we
yeah,
sp-
yeah.
we spin you pretty much every show. I was writing Slinky Beats. Epic fail on my end, but crisis averted. We got it now. It is Sinky Beats,
No
man.
problem.
SINKYBEATZ from Barcelona, Spain, man. I want to kick it off here before we get into your music. Man, Europe is such a special place for reggae music and all music, but a lot of people in the States maybe don't know how powerfully active reggae music, dub music, all that kind of stuff is in Europe. And let's talk about Spain, man.
Yeah,
This is the place where you're from. Tell
mhm,
us about your home and
yeah.
tell us about reggae and dub and music in your home.
Actually, here is it's uh, long back. There is a history of reggae, really good bands and musicians. Reggae wise, there is some legendary. On here, people that follow their roots, right? So people have been, for example, there is a well-known producer. It's called Roberto Sanchez. Yeah, he's from Santander. This man is a legend. Yeah, he has a studio. His studio is named Lone Arc. Inspired by Liz Perry, Black Arc Studio, right? So Lone Arc. He has all the everything. He has tape recorders, organs, everything. He does incredible work. Yeah, and not only him, but there are some very good producers here. That they've been always an inspiration for me, right? And for people coming like me, in the reggae scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Barcelona, there are people as well, that been working with Jamaican and and with Jamaican artists and in the roots scene. Also, others more modern. For
Yeah.
example, there is Chalart 58. He's a really good producer as well. Uh, Jenny Strang is another producer that worked with Kawaka Pyramid and other artists. And, well, he has worked with many Jamaican artists. Yeah. So all them, create all this creates a good scene, let's say, for a little country, that we are. But we always had big artists, big especially Jamaican artists and coming here, to play and of course now is Rototom. It's
Oh,
not in Barcelona,
Rototom.
but
Yes, yes. What a wonderful festival.
yeah, these are the biggest festival in Europe, or
Mhm.
one of the biggest,
Yeah.
reggae wise and so yeah, the scene is is great, yeah. you have great people to to carry on and
Yeah.
just
Yeah. So, yeah, for everybody that's just tuning in, first of all, you're late. We are international here in 2026 to start off the interviews. It's been such a long time, but man, we're hanging out with Sinky Beats, man. An absolutely incredible producer. We're gonna get into this music here in a second. We're kind of talking about where he's from and where he is right now in Barcelona, in Spain, and how powerfully impactful, Europe and Spain, is in reggae music, especially in roots reggae music. In the U.S.,
yeah.
there's a lot. I mean, it's kind of like a divide, I would say, in the U.S. It's roots and it's American. The SoCal style, and every each style is wonderful. I think
Mhm.
Europe does kind of tend to push more towards the roots as the
Yeah, it
focus.
depends too because UK has his own scene, very
True,
different.
true.
The sound system and the it's a different style, and even France has that
Mm,
dubstep style. It's more dark, more more kind of people gather. There is also a big festival, dub gathering. It's in Spain as well,
mm,
and it's that style of dubstep,
yeah,
uh, more darker style, more electronic, focus in electronic. There are very good producers, in that style also, and in Europe in general.
yeah.
But also, focus in roots. We have like these different scenes, right?
Mm,
Like the UK and France dub stepper scene, sound system,
hmm.
uh, and the more roots, yeah, more roots band playing, musicians playing live band style of roots, yeah.
Hmm.
It's a different, but yeah, we have this those both sides, let's say, and yeah, in the States, I seen this, yes, so-called, surfer reggae, I call it,
Hmm.
uh, more, it's growing a lot,
Oh yeah.
it's growing a lot, and I think it's very good because I think, some people may think, because reggae comes from Jamaica, yeah, but all these things, they're opening doors for Jamaica itself, for Jamaican artists, for their true roots, to
Hmm.
expand, right? So I think everything is good. All every style, every side of the scene, it's opening to people to go investigate their roots and maybe know Jamaican artists that otherwise they will never know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
No.
think mm,
That's a good point. And it's interesting you brought that up because talking about the U.S. has kind of SoCal and roots, but you're right. The UK kind of has their own kind of thing, and then they do
yeah.
roots. So everybody kind of has what you're
Mhm.
saying there is everybody kind of has their own interpretation. I think you had a great quote. Everything comes from somewhere. you know and influence from their location on the planet, and then we also have the roots backing it at all times,
Mhm.
as the originators.
Yeah,
Very
it, it,
interesting.
it,
Yeah.
it, it all gets from somewhere,
Hmm.
everything has a root that everything derives from there, right? And we can trace
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Even reggae. Well, you can say that reggae is the root. This is a bit controversial, but the root for hip hop, or even house or dance music, yeah, or electronic music in general, from the dog from King Toby's experiments,
Yeah.
and Lee Perry's experiment, right? So each one claims to be the creator of this, but we can trace,
Yeah.
pretty much the influences, and I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing that the style expands, and everyone tries to put his little grain of salt, to
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we had the absolute honor a couple of years of speaking with the one, the only Hopeton Overton Brown, aka Scientist, King Tubby's right hand man, and
Yeah,
wow, man,
scientist
what it
is a
was just
teacher, you know.
magic, man.
He actually yeah, he's my inspiration for, you know, embracing digital audio, right?
Mm,
He's a great proponent, you know, for
hmm
digital, you know, opposed to analog, because everything has his trade-offs and his advantage. Yeah,
yeah.
but really, you know, it's curious, you know, because there are the analog world is like a forest. Yeah, it's
Mm,
like, no, you have to record on tape. You have to, right. You have to use this pre mic, you know, and to get the real sound. But you know, scientists makes a good point that all this equipment, it's hard to make it to run it, you know, and has a lot of trade-offs. Yeah, digitally, it's so convenient, you
mm.
know. So yeah, I learned that from him. You know,
Yeah.
he's an inspiration for that. Right?
He's not only just massively talented, but he is so smart.
Mm.
Business
Yeah.
wise, he's a businessman
Mm.
as well as an originator and a creator of what we love, man. Dub reggae music, man.
Mhm.
Let's get into music. Let's talk about a little bit on your background here. Interesting. You have a heavy jazz background, as well as some African
Yeah.
roots as well. Uh, love jazz. I think a few genres kind of like groove together, and I think jazz is one of those ones that does groove with reggae, especially experimental jazz, neo jazz, like stuff like that, jam, funk, stuff like that. It's one of those things that does meld. Tell us about
Mhm.
going to. Did you go to school for jazz? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about
Yeah. That was my
jazz.
first, you know, because yeah, you know, my uncle is a saxophone player. He's a jazz saxophone player. Yeah, and my father is a music lover. Yeah, he has a huge vinyl collection.
Hmm.
You know, so myself, since you know I have memories, you know, since childhood, I've been playing vinyls. You know, from all the jazz. You know, my favorite is, I don't know, Weather Report. You know, Jaco Pastorius, Miles Davis.
Oh,
I hear all the, you
yes.
know,
Yes.
Miles. I read his biography. You know, I was obsessed with this. You know,
Hmm.
and when I was a teen, I started to learn in a school, in a jazz school in Barcelona. We have a pretty good jazz scene also. You know, very powerful, because in the 90s we received also a lot of American jazz players. Yeah, they came here, and we had a little school there, Taller de Music. Yeah, Taller de Music, and it was very special, you know, because it's a place where, you know, incredible talent. You know, I had a teachers incredible, you know, and I think jazz is just give you all the colors. Yeah, it's like a language.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
you
yeah. I
get
mean,
the language to speak music.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, jazz. I mean, it's just such a
Yeah,
cool
I would.
background. You know, to have that background in jazz, and jazz is it goes all over the place. It's almost no. It's like almost a musical circus. You know, it can be. You know, there's so
Mhm,
much to it.
mhm,
And then okay, so let's go from
mhm,
jazz, and then
mhm.
the other side of it is the African side of it. Did you live in Africa as well for a moment in time as well? Am I correct on that?
Yeah,
Tell us about that. Tell us about the other side of
yeah.
it.
I've been, yeah, because you know we talk about jazz, about reggae, but all this comes from, all this is Africa essentially.
Right,
For me, you
right.
know, that's what I like to go to the roots always. Yeah, so jazz is, you know, black musicians always have been my heroes. Yeah,
Mm.
So everything ends in Africa. So somehow, yeah. And I traveled there for the first time in 2006. 20 years ago already.
Hmm. Yeah, right.
And I've been going there, and because we're not that far, yeah. We're maybe 3 hours, 4 hours of flight,
Yeah.
from West Africa. And yeah, after I finished the jazz school, yeah, I was finishing my jazz studies. I go to play in a band of African fusion, yeah, African music fusion. It was a West African musician,
Mm-hmm.
inspired by Fela Kuti, Afrobeat.
Oh, Fela
Yeah.
Kuti, yes.
Basically, when I traveled there, it was life changing. It was an experience, because I get to musically and human side as well. How it was a life changing experience, let's say. And I got also very deep into traditional music, yeah, West African traditional music.
Mhm.
I learned to play percussion, so all the drum patterns, the kora, the balafon, different instruments, African instruments. I got obsessed, like I was before with jazz. Later on, I got obsessed with West traditional, West African traditional music. Yeah, I listen a lot,
Mhm.
Umu Sangare, Salif Keita, or many artists from West Africa, and that contribute, after this jazz, after West African traditional music, then I get to know reggae. I always love reggae. Yeah. I always listen to reggae, Bob Marley and that. But after that, I get to play with a Caribbean band, playing Bob Marley covers and properly reggae. Yeah, and I
Mhm.
got into there, and to me, it was such a connection because everything I learned in West Africa, playing drums,
Mhm.
the drum set, it was like musicians playing instruments, like with the same language, as
Mhm.
the drum, as the African drum. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
something that I feel in reggae. The reggae roots from Jamaica, the real reggae has. Yeah, it's that African root.
Very true.
And it's a language in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
is.
for me, it was such a connection because the bass, the drum, everything it has his part, and it's like a drum ballet, a drum band,
Mhm.
right? West African. It was like the same language, yeah. So it was like one thing bring me to another, and I don't know, everything connected
Yeah.
somehow.
I mean, that's kind of how
Hmm.
life is, man. You just kind of keep rolling through each day and taking it one day at a time, and
Hmm.
you never know where you're going to end up, and you never know what situations will bring you to, what, it's just, I think you said something, and Rick Rubin actually said something similar to it. He said, crazy how things come to life. We never know, but we must try out every time and never stop doing it. Intuition is a strong force that we shouldn't ignore. We receive messages
Hmm.
all the time. Just listen and
Hmm.
trust. So that's what you did, man. You
100%.
you grew up in Spain and then went to jazz school and got wild and weird with that, and then went down to Western Africa and went to the roots of it all and learned
Hmm.
about their way of doing things. And
Hmm.
the connection that it does have with reggae and jazz and all that. The kora, side note, love the
Hmm.
kora. Such a beautiful instrument. There's so many
Yeah.
world we can get. I can get into world instruments all day. I've got a pipa. I've got a
Hmm.
sitar. I've got a charango. I mean, world instruments are some of my. That's my passion. World
Hmm.
music, man. So I know we've been blabbing, but
Hmm.
we got to. That's the point. We got to get to know you. Everybody's got to get to know you. This is Victor, man. This is Sinky Beats. He is an absolutely incredibly talented producer out of Spain in Barcelona, and we're hanging out. We're chatting for the first time. We're kind of got it. That's really good background, I think. Let's dive into this music. Uh, my
Mhm.
origin story of your music, other than getting the name wrong for like almost 2 years, uh, and everybody, it is Sinky, Sinky Beats, with a Z.
Mhm.
But anyway, the coolest thing I started just coming across yourself because I love instrumental music, especially instrumental dub and reggae, stuff like that, because it almost like just leaves the space open, for the listener,
Mhm.
or the collaborator, to come in and create their own story. And I would find myself jamming, in the car where I usually, try, test out the new tunes for the show. And that's just the best place
Mhm.
to listen to music other than your headphones in the studio. And I would
Mhm.
find myself spitting verses over top of your jams, and I'm like, yes, like I'm just rolling down the road, creating my own little story. Tell us
Great, great,
tell,
great.
tell us about the instrumental side of what you do. Because I know you are a producer. You're also working with some of these great artists. We'll talk about here in just a second. But tell us about your way of doing things, especially with instrumental dub.
Yeah, I always, because of my jazz background and all this, instrumental music has been always my first, I mean, music to me was instrumental from the beginning, yeah,
Jazz
and
background.
vocally came later, yeah.
Gotcha.
Uh, so I appreciate that instrument and that the way dope is constructed. It's it's something that as I always wanted to go towards that because, for example, we talked about jazz, complex music, let's say, music really complex and really sometimes, I always hate to play too much. I always wanted to play the minimum, and I always felt better when instead of adding, I'm uh, taking off, you know, that
Gotcha.
space, the music with space. That's what, I always, I don't know, I always, I felt more interested in that than in very complex, music with
Right.
many elements, you can do you can do it right and have many elements, and at the same time have space, but that's some genius kind of thing, so
Hmm.
otherwise I love, for example, yeah, funk music. James Brown, has that's very simple, it's the core, it's like the skeleton of music only, and
Hmm.
only the drums alone, it makes you dance already. Yeah, you
Hmm.
put the bass, every element
Hmm.
just adds to it, and you can take off anything, and the music keeps going. It's
Exactly.
not like it's like everything is a pillar. Yeah, you
Hmm.
don't have you don't depend on one thing to go. So the music is that essentially. Yeah, the
Yeah.
music is you're in the mix and you play with the elements, yeah, and you focus, you switch the focus, to
Mm.
towards what you want to the listener to go, you can go to the drums, you have the drums and heavy bass, and then you take off the drums, you put the skanking and some elements, with effects,
Yeah.
it goes ethereal, and then it comes back to earth,
Very
it's
cool.
like that. I mean, dope. It was the perfect language for me to express myself in that regard. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, you look
So
at.
so that's why. Hmm,
Yeah. No. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yes. No. 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 Sorry.
I.
I thought it cut off a
No,
bit.
you're
Yeah.
fine.
Go ahead.
I've always said dub is so special to us because it's like our secret weapon. Uh, you know,
Hmm.
it's like we can pull out dub, out of our back pocket anytime, and like, because I'll be able to show dub it out, and
Yeah.
that's what we do. Like everybody else could jam out. but we dub out,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
our cool little own little like powerful
Mhm.
secret weapon in our back pocket. And it is we are such huge dub fans. It's just it's something about that taking a piece of art and taking it all the way down to the bones, and
Exactly.
recreating it. And you know, dub by definition is the reverberation of sound. You know,
Hmm.
and it's just such a special thing. So immediately I'm like, Sinky Beats, absolutely, we're gonna roll with that. And I like a lot of lo-fi too, like Lonely Boy. There's you know, lo-fi can kind of do that kind of vibe too. You know,
Hmm.
just that it's relaxing. It's very relaxing, yet gets you going. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easy, but
Yeah.
it's like yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I
it allows you,
describe it best.
it gives you space to, it allows you to have, I don't know, mental space, and it's a feeling, right? And you feel
Yeah.
surrounded by music, but with your own space, it's not like vocal music that is always, it brings you,
Yeah.
with the message and everything.
Well,
The music is very different.
oh yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
we're gonna get into the other side of things. It seems like this every time we do a chat with somebody, there's always these little themes that are happening, and I think there's with this one, there's kind of like there's this side and this side. There's jazz, and then there's Africa, then there's
Mm.
you know there's the production of just dub and instrumental, and then there's you know the artist. We'll talk about the
Something.
collaboration in
Yeah.
just a second. But I do want to ask you about your production style. What
Mhm.
what is your how do you, what's your way of creating your music? What it's so Marco, my very good friend Melodose, man. Shout out Melodose. Everybody check
Mhm.
out
Yeah,
Melodose.
yeah, yeah.
Aura,
Shout
the
out.
new track you guys did. He
Great
said
guy,
you're
Yeah,
he
I
said
appreciate.
you are the most incredible producer on the planet. That's what he told me. And you have a way of creating just this warm, very perfect feeling. Tell us about your production style and kind of how you create that.
Mhm. I always start because I'm a keyboard player, but in the core, I think myself I'm a bass player. I play bass, yeah, but I can really play complex things with bass, but I, I, I love to play bass, and I always create bass lines with the keyboard, yeah. I have a like kind of a bass player mindset, yeah.
Yeah,
Even though I play keys, so most of the time it's the bass line that comes to me, and that's something that you were talking about Rick Rubin, and he nailed it. That we're receiving every time. Yeah, we're like channels, and for me the process is always, I try sometimes I try to just open the door, and put in the work and try to do something. But what for me, what's really special is when the melodies comes to you,
yeah.
and I always have my phone, and I'm always recording, melodies with the voice recorder,
Oh
they come
yeah,
to me, I record it, and that's something that's kind of an exercise, The more you do it, the more they come. When you stop, when you stop paying attention, they stop to come, yeah.
hmm,
But the more you record them, and then I try to keep them the more pure possible. I mean, I try to not judge. So let the melodies come, and then put them in the DAW, yeah, in the program, and don't judge. Don't judge. Yeah, don't think that's good, that's bad, because it's like the ego interfering, in the process,
exactly.
and I think to myself, who I am to judge something that is just given to me, right?
Yeah,
So I try to keep this process very pure, yeah, let's say. So and also I found that the more you do it, the more you receive. So
yeah,
most of the times, I have like 20 or 30 loops, with melodies, with bass lines and melodies. Sometimes it's a guitar melody, sometimes it is, you know. But I
Yeah.
have like 20, 30 loops, and then I get to work on them, develop, structure them, arrange them,
Right, right,
and
right, right.
adding things. But I was trying to keep the pure, the essence, that first melody, because it's the easier way to do it, and it's the purest way to do it, and it's the you know mm, the less egotistic, in a way, way to put music,
Yeah.
because it's not myself. I consider myself like a messenger. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just receive melodies and put them out there, and I find that, yeah, many people connect with the melodies itself in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Some people tell me that it reminds them of their childhood. Yeah, some people tell me, it's different stories for everyone, but I think, that's the way to that's my way to do it, at least. And I try to the more I do it, the more I receive. I try to keep them pure, even though sometimes, I battle as well with the song. Sometimes I record a bass line and I record it 2, 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
But the best songs are always the easier one. The ones that come and you just put them there, and they don't. They don't need anything,
That is a good point.
because if I'm also a perfectionist, but I learn to put that aside, because that's ego. That's what other people would think about this.
Mm.
And this never works. Just put the music, create them. That's why I have a lot of readings, and I put out a lot of readings, because I try to don't judge. I just put them on the on the tape and release them. I don't think twice. I don't come back to them. You know, I
Oh,
just try
really?
to
So you
to
just release the rhythms so that it just hits the socials and Bandcamp, which we're going to talk about that in just a second. But so you're like, all right, done, boom, done, boom, because you have.
yeah.
I mean, Victor's got a ton of rhythms out there. I mean, and it's anything and everything for you to just kick back and energize. That's like a double entendre, but yeah, kick back and energize. It's kind of what it is, uh, and create your own story.
Appreciate it.
You know, and what
Mhm.
what a quote there that you had. The best stuff is the quickest stuff, the just the most simplistic. Sometimes simplicity
Yeah,
really does rule if it's done right, if
yeah,
it's correct.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very powerful.
And also, what works also is just record it and forget it. Because if you keep playing it back and forth, you're gonna change it. You're gonna add things. You're gonna
Mhm.
judge it. Yeah.
hundred
I try
percent.
to just record it and forget it, and then you come back 2, 3 days later, a week later, and you listen, and you get the message. Yeah, you get the, all right. That was
Yeah,
that was what I received. Yeah, so I would try to keep this.
yeah.
It gives you perspective. But if you keep going back and forth, with the battling with the idea, you will lose. You will lose
Mm.
the
That's a good point too. Like you usually that first instinct when you're
Mhm,
when you have something, you're like, oh, that's dope. I really, oh, that's a good
mhm.
melody, or that's a great hit, whatever, drop, skank, whatever. And then you go and change it 2 weeks later. No, 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 no. Everybody out
Exactly.
there, no, no, no,
Why?
no, 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 no. Don't do that. If
Why?
it's good, it's good.
100%.
You're right. You're very right. Absolutely. Very smart man, Victor. We got a couple more questions for you. We're going to dive onto the other side of your musical world here in just a second, but I want to plug some things up. It's at I just almost did it at Sinky Beats at SINKYBEATZ and
Yeah.
sinkybeats.com. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then we
Hmm.
also have
Yeah.
Bandcamp, which is very special because you have high quality waves, right? That are available
Hmm.
up on the Bandcamp, all the rhythms, right? How
Hmm.
cool is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. I try to put them, as I said, I just try to release everything. I don't keep, why keeping it on my hard drive? I just put it out, and they find the people. I mean, the songs find the people themselves.
Yeah.
So in a way,
Everybody's
yeah,
digging it,
that
man.
I appreciate that. I
You're
appreciate that.
doing something right. I like your ideas, your philosophy. Don't judge. Keep it simple. And it's funny. It's interesting. You, I wonder if this simplicity, searching for simplicity, and is something from maybe your jazz days, where it was the exact opposite, maybe of simplicity. uh,
Exactly, exactly. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
That's what I was telling before. That complex music trying to, because when in jazz, when you're playing a solo, I always hate to play for play. Sometimes it's my solo, but I don't want to play.
Mm,
So why I have to play if I don't want? Or I don't feel to, right? So it was kind of rebellious in that. You know,
yeah,
in
that's a
that sense.
rebellious jazzy. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I guess. Hey, we got Victor in the house. Siki Beats, Barcelona, Spain. Man, it's 2026. We're so happy to be rocking some interviews with. We got a new friend, Victor. Is just so cool, man. If you want to just kick back and energize, kick back and energize. That's kind of what I'm gonna. That's my. That's what I feel with your music. Kick back and energize. Listen to the catalog and go to Bandcamp too, man. Spotify's you can find it on Spotify and all that, but this artists aren't getting any money, man. It's bullshit. It's just total bullshit. This is getting crazy. I noticed Ben from WFX took all his music off of Spotify the other day,
Yes.
and that's a difficult thing
Spotify.
to do, man. Like it really is, like because that's where everybody listens to music now. We love our
Yeah, and
vinyl, but digitally, it is what
yeah,
it is,
I
right?
think, mhm. I think I've been putting out my readings on YouTube since I started producing seriously around 2018, and I think why keep the music, why keep it, outside of. I mean, it will reach more people. I might I might be, against that company as well, and their philosophy and everything. But many people, it's just convenience for people. You
Yeah,
know, I remember when Spotify came out, it was just so convenient because you
yeah,
have
for
all the
sure.
music is on up, right? So
Yeah,
that's what got people. And we always think from our perspective as musicians, and artists, but I think we should think from the listener perspective, yeah. So
mm,
it's convenient for them, so they will keep listening there, bro.
yeah,
What we can do about it.
yeah. I mean, it's your music's still getting out there more, more platforms. Hey, we gotta switch
Yeah,
over to.
maybe we.
Oh,
Sorry,
go
just
ahead, go ahead.
last thing, yeah, on that regard, but maybe we have to think in a more convenient way for people, but also that's also fair to artists, right? So
Yeah,
I mean, I think the what will displace Spotify will be something that's more convenient to people, and if we can make it as well fair to the musicians, yeah, to the artists, so everyone wins.
mm,
I don't know, but I think that's the only way we're gonna displace these platforms right now, bringing
yeah,
something more convenient for people. I mean, before, I remember what was listening music since my childhood. It wasn't just it was the music, but it was the ritual, yeah, of having the vinyl, the case, reading all the credits. who play what and where, and trying to get all the information,
Yes, the
and the
physical.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. It was such an experience. Nowadays is you have everything and you don't listen to nothing because you have everything, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's tough, you know.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I don't want to deprive people from reaching my music from reaching people.
It's a good point.
I don't know.
It is a good point.
I don't
The
know.
more it's out there, the more people are gonna check it out, and be able to kick back and energize with syncy beats. Okay, so let's talk about the other side of your music. We have the instrumental, the stuff that started it all, the rhythms, the kick back, relax, and
Mm,
energize, as I was saying here. But you're also a very accomplished producer, working with some fantastic people, Luton Faya, my good buddy Melodos, Marco Martinez, your good buddy, perfect, get it, Monty, man.
yeah.
Tell us about the other side. You are producing, and people are
Mm,
singing over your stuff. Well,
mhm,
you're producing for people as well. So tell us about that side of the musical boat in production.
mhm. Yeah, well, perfect is my family. He's a we've been together since 23, I think. We started recording. He's from the old school. Yeah, he's from the days that the singer, the DJ got into the booth, into the studio booth, and has one chance to record, right, and to get over.
Hmm.
So
That's
these
it. One
people are
take.
so prolific. One take, and they put out songs, man, and the same way I put out rhythms. you know, it's like that symbiosis with him, that he doesn't stop creating. He keeps creating new songs all the time, yeah. So we're like feeling each other. With Perfect the Money is non-stop. We made already two albums. We have another album coming. We're releasing singles non-stop.
Hmm.
So I think it's the way that reggae has been. It's the culture of the reggae itself. Yeah, that always working.
Yeah, and the
He says,
collaboration too. Yeah.
if you're a mechanic, yeah. He says if you're a mechanic, you repair cars. Why you will repair less cars? I mean, if
Hmm.
you can repair 10 cars, why you will do 5 cars? Yeah.
That's true.
So I mean, if you can create 10 songs, why you will you release five? So it's just easy, and to me, it's an honor to have someone like him. I admired his music from long before working with him.
Mhm.
But it's a real Rasta Bobo, you know, uh, bringing the message, the real roots reggae message,
Yeah.
and to me, it's such an honor to be part of that. He's from the school, from the grades, yeah. So I mean, that's what I always wanted, and so it's like that, and with other artists as well. I'm working with other artists, but he's just so prolific that he never stops. Yeah, so we're putting out music all the time.
That's the family right there,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
otherwise,
yeah,
yeah, and his family, we talk every time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he said something pretty cool. I thought one of his quotes: "We don't just make songs; we document the culture." Uh,
Hmm.
Explain that to us.
Yeah, but I mean that's been the part of the reggae culture itself. Yeah, since the beginning. I mean, back in those days, you have so much records, bro, from Jamaica, from the 70s, 80s. Yeah, I mean, it was a great industry, going there, and they just have to they just pick up with what's currently, what's the current thing, and they put it in music. It was nowadays we have Facebook, yeah, we have internet, we have
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we had, those DJs putting the themes, on the tape, and and producers, making music, and everything, create that scene, right? So I think that's part of the reggae culture, yeah. Not just uh sing songs about love, or or smoke herb, or but
Mm.
documenting what currently, in the society,
Yeah.
in
And
the world, right?
reggae is all about happiness, right? But not it comes from the struggle, man. Comes from the struggle of life,
Yeah,
and I think documenting the culture is kind of like, it's the struggle. We're documenting the struggle and how we get through the struggle. So you can't really get to the positive until
yeah,
you experience that rough negative kind of situation. That's kind of, I think that's
yeah.
what
But artists have a way to put to artists have the art of it, is to put it in a way that it presents you the team, the toughness, of the team, but in a way that you can digest differently,
Mhm.
like Bob Marley said, when the music hits you, you feel no pain, right?
Gone.
So it's something like that, you get the toughness, but process it in a way that makes you feel good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the point of it. Music's supposed to make you feel. If it doesn't make you feel, throw it
Yeah,
out. It's got to be a feeling, man. Vic, we got just a few more questions, man. Really great getting to know you and chatting here. Real quick, how can everybody find you? You got some merch too. I was checking it out. It's super cool.
yeah. I set up my website. I'm not really promoting it, but yeah, I have some stuff that you can print, and print on demand, and that, it's nothing like. But yeah, also, whoever wants to reach out, just my email, synckybeats uh, at gmail.com. Yeah, synckybeats, like you spell
Yes.
it,
With a Z.
at gmail.com. Anyone that want to reach out, just my mail is always open, and I always check it.
No judgment,
So yeah,
right?
bro. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool. So what's coming up? What do you got? We got all
yeah.
kinds of killer rhythms that are flying around everywhere at all times, alongside these unbelievable production you're doing for these wonderful people like Perfect, as well as Luton Faya and my good buddy Melodos, as well as so many more. What's coming up?
Yeah, I'm working now with Case. Case. He's an artist, a Jamaican artist, is coming up, and it's coming up strong.
I don't. How do you spell that?
Uh, Case, Kase,
Case. Okay.
well, Case. Yeah, Case. He's releasing with Ineffable Records as well.
Okay.
And yeah, he had out and with Loud City, a producer also from over there.
Mhm.
And also with Jalil. He's also an upcoming artist, pretty good. We've been working a lot from since long ago. Jalil is super talented as well. Yeah, anything, bro. I'm working with Marco. We have also a couple of more songs, hopefully coming out. With Melodos,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a couple of really nice songs. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
And many things, bro. I don't, I don't recall right now, but many things. But yeah, check out Case. Check out
Yeah,
Case.
will
He's
do. And
he's
everybody
coming
out
up,
there,
and he's.
check out
Mhm.
Sinky Beats at SINKYBEATZ. Check it out,
Mhm.
man. It's a kickback and energize. Kickback, relax, and energize, man. That's the feeling. Uh, have you thought about doing vinyl ever? I think your stuff would be so cool. Your rhythms would be so cool for vinyl.
Yeah, I have my dub album, Dub Philia. I released it a year ago, I think, or much or more, and it's like 10 songs. I try to because I always had this. Dub has been to me kind of easy. Yeah, since I started making dub, it came to me like natural. I don't know why, but I'm natural with the mixer, with the sense, with everything. So it comes to me in a natural way, let's say. And I always, since the beginning, I started making dub years back. I always wanted to make a dub album, and that's what I did with Dubphilia, yeah, last year. And it came kind, like in a week, put them together. It was
Hmm.
some old readings that I just re-recorded and rearranged, and I wanted always to create that kind of trip, where you press play on the first song, and it just takes you, until the last
Concept
song. Yeah,
record. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
With these seamless transitions, and trying to bring, it's instrumental. I put some samples from Lee Scratch Perry over there as well, some message that I wanted to put in the
Late
thing,
great.
just in the intro and the outro. Yeah. And I would love to put this on vinyl.
You should.
Yeah.
That
I would love to
Dophilia
put
would be a good one to put on wax. That would be a really good one. I love that whole record. So
it.
good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do it. Do
I
it.
would love.
Everybody, I'll buy
I will
it.
do
He'll
it.
buy it. We'll all buy it. Do it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And
I
well, you
appreciate
know
that.
that this year, or was it? I think was it last year? The story came out that since this is the first time in forever since uh, vinyl sales have actually surpassed CD sales again.
Hmm.
And vinyl is coming
Hmm.
back hard. And there's
Yeah,
still
but
people out there that want the physical copy. And I think
yeah,
going back to that original format, that vinyl is, it's just so real
it
and
makes sense.
raw and just right. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. You can
It
listen
makes
to
sense.
Dubs.
Vinyl,
So good.
yeah, it has something physical. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you put the needle on the record and you kind of feel the music. Yeah,
You have to feel
and
it. If you don't
it
feel
has
it, it ain't
something.
music.
So, mhm. So
So,
it makes
okay,
sense.
I got a random question for you before we go here, before we do the last question. Tell me about the first track you ever made and what it made you what did it make you feel? What was it called and what did it make you feel?
Mm, the first, because I've been producing, bro, for more
Mhm.
for 20 years. More
Mhm.
than 20. I started producing at 15. I'm now 39. So I guess the first song was back then, yeah. But if it's in reggae, the first reggae rhythm I produced, it was maybe 2015,
Mhm.
and it was after I had experience playing reggae, a lot of reggae gigs, playing keyboards, in a band, and having like 3 4 years of full immersing, into reggae, what is reggae, with Caribbean people, learning from
Mhm.
from the roots. And it was, I don't remember, like Sunset, I don't know, Sunset something, the title.
Sunset
But
something?
yeah, I love it. Yeah, yeah, I don't remember exactly. But also at the same time, I was producing the track, but I was also making dope, So it was kind of, I started at the same time,
Mm.
with the dope thing. At the beginning with that analog console, and later on, I learned from TPI, TPI, Zionite Kings, excellent producer group,
Mhm.
from the Virgin Islands. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They are big inspiration for me as well. My music, Midnight, and them, they kind of gave me, kind of a key to develop my style. Yeah, because uh, I don't know when I listened to their music it was another, like epiphany. Yeah, like
Mm, mm.
wow, reggae can
Yeah.
sound like this. So it was big, and also is the first person I saw doing dope in a dope digitally. Yeah,
Mm.
with a controller. Yeah, with a MIDI controller,
Right, 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 right. Which is, that
like
that is a
this.
different way. Yeah. What do you use? What's your what do you use?
Yeah, this a couple of these I have two.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and I set up everything in Ableton because uh, when you have the mindset of the analog, how the analog console works, yeah,
right.
you can program everything in the DAW, in the Ableton or any DAW, really. You can route everything how you want, how you will do it in a mixing console, yeah.
Mm.
So it's pretty much that, and I learned that from him, the first one. I know he learned from DJ Kiva, and I was checking also a tutorial from him, back then, how to do it. And, you know, uh, this is game game changing,
Yeah.
And as I told you at the beginning with scientists, defending digital. Yeah, it's great to have analog sound, analog sound special. That's for real. But
Yeah.
nowadays, bro, with so powerful machines we have, we can do anything, digitally. I mean, you know,
Right. Yeah.
sound wise, the sound, Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's limitless. Art is limitless. There's no right or wrong way of doing anything, in my opinion,
Exactly.
except for a little AI. AI gets a little bit weird when it comes to making music, but that's a
Yeah,
whole
AI,
another
I,
conversation.
it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, well, you brought it, right? So we have to go.
I guess we'll go there
We have
for
to go.
a second.
No, but it's funny because I start to hear people using it there, and bro, you can listen, you can hear it's AI from a mile away. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah.
it has because AI, what it produces is the final. I mean, it learns from the final track. Yeah. So Suno or all these, they create the final mix, let's say, but it's not. It lost. Uh, it lost a lot of detail. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
It
The
is.
way AI put music together,
Yeah.
it's weird,
It,
and you can hear, bro. Also, you see, yeah, some singers uh singing parts that they themselves they can't sing, physically.
boo. Oh my God. Jeez, man.
So it's
That's a
very,
that's a whole
yeah,
nother
people are trying
mess.
to take advantage of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not against AI because it can be a great tool, and I'm
The
using it.
blue says, yeah. Yeah.
I'm experimenting with it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm experimenting with it, and I'm pro. We have to experiment. We have to go and try, but it has flaws. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
You can't just go to Suno and expect that you will get a great sound because first it sounds like everything else, and
Mm.
second the sound is not there yet. The quality of sound is low.
Yeah.
It's
And
low.
it's not art, man. You got to create. You got to create. You got to put forth the mind power to do it. To put
Yeah,
something in
and
your
you
mind,
and
do it.
you can use AI in a way to create art. That's why I say I'm not against it. Because for example, uh, I know it's a topic that everyone brings that. But sampling. When sampling came out, everyone can sample a record.
Right.
but you only have one J Dilla, one Peter Rock,
Okay.
you don't have two Q-Tip, these people, the way they sample, no one else do it, even today. So I mean, I'm sure you can use AI in some way, in some creative way to create unique things. Yeah. But this will come, but it's not like, yeah, a full produced song, and
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, yeah, that's not the way.
there's
So,
positives
yeah.
and negatives in every single thing in the universe. So that,
Exactly.
there's a good and a bad to it, and I
Exactly.
try to keep my mind open to stuff. But
Hmm.
man, it's just been
Yeah.
so close. It's just been so hard for me to embrace anything that has to do with creating art with AI. But
Hmm.
that's just, I'm slowly like trying to, you know, I use certain when I do my promos and graphics. I tried a little AI thing the other day. It was kind of cool. But again, the thing with it is
Yeah.
you're not creating it. It's the work that goes into it, which is the
Hmm.
most fun part. That's the process
Yeah.
instead of having something do it for you. That's what kind of gets me. Like I can't do that.
Hmm.
But that's just me, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
People over there,
you
that's
can use it
floats your
that way.
boat, do
But for
it.
example,
Yeah, go ahead.
I love sampling as well. I have an
Yeah.
entity. I love sampling. Yeah, a lot. And I get some I use some AI to create ideas, like
Hmm.
prompting and create things, and then completely transform it, in a different thing. So sampling it,
Okay.
and I mean, it's not the same idea. Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure there are, you know, human beings are creative and they can create with anything, even with AI. I mean,
Oh, what an interesting
we
quote.
have to be open because,
Hmm.
yeah, we have to be open to it. We can't, because if we just reject, it's like you can't battle with technology, bro. I'm sorry.
No,
You know,
I mean, there's no telling where
I'm
this is
sorry.
going. That's a whole nother
It's here
conversation.
for,
Let's go. Ah, man.
exactly. It's here for stay. But I'm sure, people get bored really quick with AI tracks. You
Right.
can't just prompt a track and put it out because it's boring. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
that's
I'm
like
sure
breaking the
as you,
rules. There are no rules to art,
yeah,
but that's breaking the rules if you could break the rules in art. You know what I mean?
that's cheating.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
Yeah, it's like get out of here. Don't do
That's a
that.
shortcut. A
Yeah, yeah.
shortcut. When you search a shortcut,
Yeah.
there is no shortcut.
Yeah.
Never.
Instead, you should listen to Sinky Beats with the Z man, SINKYBEATZ out of Barcelona, Spain. What a killer chat. It was so great getting to know you, man. And let's definitely stay close at Sinky
Likewise. Likewise.
Beats. With a Z everywhere. Check out the Bandcamp where you can get all the wave files of really high quality stuff, the good, the chronic, I guess you could say,
Appreciate that.
in herbal terms, musical herbal terms. And man, just kick back and energize. That's just the vibe I get with what you do, and it's just so great. So keep staying busy and doing that. I got one more question for you, and then we'll get you out of here. And wait, Dubthilia, make sure you get that on wax, man. Get that on wax. We're gonna get it. Everybody else is gonna get it. Get that thing on
Yeah, I will do.
wax.
I will do it.
What does
I will
reggae
do it.
mean to you, Vic?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. What does reggae mean to me? Uh, it's it's an essence, It's kind of how I can put it, into words. Also, English is not my first language, yeah, so it's dual through it. But it's like of a vessel for a message. Every style is like that, Reggae is no different. But reggae, if it has something to me, it's the African root. Yeah, it has to have that African essence. that African language, because that's what gives that sound, that realness, you know, that many copycats reggae soft, don't get. It's because they don't have that African spirit, and I think that's essential part of the reggae to me. Yeah, and it's just a vessel to communicate, a feeling. All music is that, I mean, we have words for the think, for the thinking, and we have music for the emotions, you know.
Mm.
I mean, it's not different. We can communicate emotions through music, and reggae is just a vessel for that. But, to make true reggae, you have to go back to the roots,
Africa.
100%.
I gotcha. It's always a different
Yeah,
answer.
Africa.
I always ask that question to everybody at the end of the first time we interview them, and it's always a different answer. And what another great one, Victor. Great to meet you, man. We will
Likewise.
be hearing from you more and more and more and more and more because you are busy, busy, busy. Always putting out music, passion for the roots, the jazz, the African heritage of everything that's the most you know what you're doing at Sinky Beats, SINKYBEATZ. Don't forget it. Kick back and energize. Peace and love, man. Stay close. All right.
Yeah, bro, I had a great time. Great time. I really appreciate that interview, and anytime, just link me up.
For me to survive, you have to find something for myself. So we go back to the church in which we baptized and listen to the energy. And it was like a spiritual vibration, so we said, we're make spiritual music and leave them to the rock steady on the sky. So this all this spiritual music coming there.